Since we're going to be working on our inventory soon, we should import a font that isn't UE4's default Roboto text. So first I'll show you how to access the Windows 10 default fonts. So I'll go to my control panel, click here, type in control panel, and we have to find appearance and personalization. So if I click control panel right here, appearance and personalization, then we could just click on fonts, and here we have all the Windows default fonts. You can also easily download your own font or create your own, but if you just want to have access to all those default fonts you see, this is where you'll find them. I'm just going to use Calibri here as a example. Now, an important thing to note about horror games, a lot of indie developers I've seen make the mistake of putting this creepy, unique font for everything and anything that has text. This is definitely a bad idea, as for simple things on your HUD, you want to be able to read clearly. You can think of any AAA horror game, none of them have like blood dripping texts or creepy wood scratch texts, just as like their subtitles and the way their HUD elements are shown. For that, you just want some kind of normal text. Use a regular font for nearly everything in your game, while stuff like the title can have unique fonts. So in UE4, I'm just going to minimize this for now. We're going to create a new folder called Fonts. Open it up. And I'm going to re-open the control panel, and I'm just going to drag in my Calibri font right here. Minimize that again. Now, when it asks to create a new font asset, click yes for the first one, and it'll pop up again because it's going to ask for every single one, and we're going to click no all for the rest. So it only creates one font asset. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fonts and one font asset. Now these 6 fonts are the different like bold, italics, etc. versions, but we only want one font asset for this, so let's hit save. Now if you downloaded a font that only has one option, just hit yes for the first one and you'll be totally set. So we can open up the font asset and we can add all the different versions. So we have our default, which is just Calibri, and it shows right here. So we can click add font and we can choose what it's called. Let me click on it first to make sure I can see what it is, and this is Calibri Bold. So I'm going to rename it to Bold. Add another font. I believe the next one's italic. Yes, it is. Add font. I don't know what the next one is. This seems to be light, so just call it light. Add font, and it's this one, since light italic, light italic, and is this the last one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. It is, I believe, this is bold italic. So I'll just call this bold italic, and I'll hit save. So let's test out what this looks like. So I'm just going to go to our UMG folder and open main HUD. This is just a text test, of course, and we'll add a text block. And under here, under font, we have our default Roboto, and now we can choose Calibri font. We also have Droid Sans Mono and Roboto Tiny, which are also default, but Calibri is now new. We can get Calibri, and now we have 6 different typefaces: our bold, bold italic, default italic, light, and light italic. Now if in the beginning, when we imported our fonts, if you create a different font asset for each font, we would have had 6 different options in here. The Calibris we list in here. That's not how we wanted it. So we can see right there. I'm just gonna messily resize this and bump up the size, and you can see we can now change what kind of text this is. And then, like, since we added this to our main HUD, we can go in the game and just see what it looks like on our screen. So great, now we have our new text option and how to import fonts. I'm just going to delete this from our main HUD, and that'll be it for this episode.